Britney locked up? No, Britney's not locked up. I mean, she's locked up, but she's not like locked up. Britney Spears was around like 16. Like when Baby One More Time came out, when that video came out, she was around 15 or 16. And you know, her dad had conservatorship placed over her, so he had to be in charge of her completely, you know, be in charge of all her money, which makes sense when she's like, you know, a teenager. Britney's known for a lot of hits. It's including like, you know, Baby One More Time, Oops, I Did It Again. But she also had, let's say, filler pops. You know, every pop star has like, you know, consecutive hits, but then they have those songs in the middle that are still hitting, but they're like, you know, they're cute. And so she had like Lucky, Overprotected, and in these songs she often sung about like, you know, the girl who had it all, but she was still sad for some reason and she was still feeling empty. Now to anybody this would usually seem like it's just like, oh, it's just classic pop music, you know, it's making the rich pop star seem relatable to the everyday girl. But there's something still missing inside of me. And if this was a Disney Channel show, like then she would be like, and I miss my friends. And then like she goes to see her friends, and then her friends find her, and then they go like, anyway. And then she had the Overprotected song, which was just like, you know, teenage girl feeling like she's overprotected by her dad. And you know, it just went with the teen pop vibe, right? But she comes back with like, you know, her hits like For You, Toxic. And between all that, she has the drama with Justin. Somewhere during this time, it's like the baby incident. It was like that one accidental thing that could happen, and it happened to like the wrong person at the wrong time with the wrong cameras looking at them, and it just became the worst thing. Again, Britney is the blueprint, better or for worse. That's not, the worst is not her fault. So she's getting judged by her manager. There's other stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And also she still has this conservatorship going. In like 2003, I don't know how old she was, but I know she was an adult. She was an adult. Doesn't matter how old she was. She was an adult. She was the same age as Beyonce. She was like 22. Adult. Right? No control over her body still, technically. But she was still a functioning pop star. Britney was still queen of pop, everything was fine. But all of a sudden she had a breakdown. And I don't mean like it came out of nowhere, like it was unreasonable. Obviously it came from somewhere, and it had all the media stuff with Justin and all that other shit. So it came from somewhere. However, I'm pretty sure that like what really fueled her to go off and just cut off her own hair and try to take some kind of control over her life was more so fueled by behind the scenes stuff. And the fact that I'm pretty sure at the time a lot of us didn't even know he had conservatorship over her. I mean, the conservatorship could even have been used as a threat towards Britney. Like, hey, if you don't get together, remember I have control over your life. And then she's like, no you don't, I'm gonna go shave my head. And then she does, and then the world turns on her, and then her father ends up getting off control. So Britney Spears has a breakdown, conservatorship happens, kids. Now all the way, like she needs to come back in 2009. But according to the interview, she still doesn't necessarily have control over everything, and she's still heavily medicated. She doesn't have control over her money as before, because before she could just go out and get Starbucks and stuff like that. Like she had the conservatorship, but it wasn't like a real thing because Britney was just chilling. But now years have gone by, and over the years she's tried to get the conservatorship removed, and like she's tried to get the conservatorship voided, and it hasn't been able to be done. And it's not for any reason. Britney's perfectly fine, but they're saying they just have issues with the process, which obviously means bullshit. And you know, there's a good outward appearance in a sense. You know, they're like Britney, except for that raccoon makeup. I don't know why they made Britney wear that raccoon makeup. Like that eyeshadow made her look. It aged her. Also, she seems stressed out, like a stressed out soccer mom trying to put on a good face for like the rest of the soccer moms. But there's something going on with her marriage. That kind of look. The guy that was supposed to handle her conservatorship through the hearing for it died from mysterious circumstances.
isn't that a coinky-dink?
Her story and Instagram posts never really seemed right, and they always seemed a little bit odd, but it's just like, oh, she could just be quirky. You know, she could really just be having fun. You know, Britney Spears deserves to have some fun, because even like before like the hashtag became a hashtag, people knew like Britney was probably like very stressed out, and like, you know, she was just trying to enjoy life. We have so many pictures of Britney Spears with Starbucks. It's an iconic meme, but she can't even go out and get Starbucks anymore. Like, what kind of shit is that? She's been looking even more distressed in her videos, and her videos have gotten even more bizarre and somewhat concerning. Definitely moments where kind of Britney's facade drops a little bit and she shines through, and you can actually see she looks very afraid, and it's actually kind of terrifying. You know, it looks like you're looking at a completely different person for a moment, honestly. And like it's almost too obvious how it is. Like the amount of distress that she's like in her previous post, like a few weeks ago, it looks like she's reading off of a title card, and like she just doesn't want to do anything at all. Like it's panic. It looks like it gave me the essence of danger. I don't know if allegedly something was going on, but that they'll maybe force her to make the post and make it quick. I don't know, but there's something going on, allegedly, there that is not necessarily right, and it hasn't been right for a very long time. It's just been better covered up. The reason why it was easy to cover up is precisely what Britney is. Britney is a pop star. I love pop music. I am a child of pop. But what pop music does is it takes everything in life and it makes it sparkly. Okay, it glamorizes anything. You take every emotion and make it pretty. When you do that, you take every emotion and you make it pretty. And when you do that, it's kind of hard to take you seriously. You know, because there's a stereotype of them being fake. If you're in a restricted space, you spend all your time doing music. It doesn't matter if it's packaged in like a public-friendly PC box. It's still what you're putting all your time into, and it's still music. So you could still use that. And besides, why does capitalism always win? Because you can sell anything. And you can sell your angst, you can sell your sadness. You can get a degree in this, okay? But, you know what? Observations, and this shit is clear. Britney Spears is a pop star who is a teenager, who is sad that she doesn't have any control in her life. And guess what? A whole lot of teenagers feel like that. You know what, Britney Spears? Yeah, you can tell us your feelings. Go ahead, write it down in a song. We would love to hear your feelings. Are we gonna solve her problems? No. Why would we do that? Why would we do that? Look at the music she's making. Look at what she's giving us. We're getting the material that we need, and we don't have to try. Lucky and the Overprotector song. What if, allegedly, Britney's dad is the one that set up her breakdown? We know her manager was drugging her. So, what if he knew that? But he didn't care? It helped her performance? Until it didn't, but then they realized it was like, okay, what if, allegedly, she wanted to get rid of him as a manager? He obviously wasn't happy about that because, you know, the money he made, and then the money he was going to continue to make. It's clear to this day, Britney is still a cash cow no matter what she's doing. And then when she goes to do her thing with the head shaving or whatever, he calls paparazzi on her. Instead of trying to console her, it could have been possibly been a very personal moment, one that we wasn't supposed to see. But he called the paparazzi, and then that could have made her snap. He took advantage of that moment and got her conservatorship. The conservatorship basically kind of gave away her human rights. Why wasn't that canceled like at 18? Doesn't make sense. Where does this leave Britney? Well, forced medication, so mental, she's affected mentally. It hasn't necessarily been the same. So you can tell that there's been like a bit of a difference, especially like what the toll that everything is taking on her, both like stress, possibly both medications that she's supposed to be taking, those that they probably gave to her, and it just keeps her in like a mode where she can be manipulated and exploited, where Britney can't do anything. Like anything. She's literally like a prop. Everything is controlled by a team. She's literally just like a pop star bot. And her team is just like propping her up wherever they need to go, I guess. And I'm sorry, but Britney Spears was worn out. They're not taking care of her hair. They're not taking care of her extensions. And I'm glad they got rid of the raccoon eye makeup. She doesn't look as tired now, but like she needs to rest. I don't know what they're doing to her, but she needs to rest. How can you live like that? First of all, for your own family member to do that, and all for the sake of greed. All for the sake of greed. Like the emotional and mental damage that's probably been done, and that's probably then like what living like that could do to your mindset. You know, she had to wear a cold dress to let us know that something was wrong. That is a captive situation. Free Britney.